So our next bit is to put some detail on the fence, possibly the tree actually. I've made up a dark mix of burnt umber with ultramarine, and I'm going to use a fine brush. In fact, I might just very lightly start to patch in where some of these shade areas are on this tree with this mix. So not very strong at this stage. Probably could work with a slightly bigger brush for this area, but I need this small brush for the... So leave patches without touching, so the shade is kind of creating a hit miss on the bark. So you get the feeling that there's patches of light coming into the bark here. Many thanks for the use of this photo to Peter Martin Green. And then I'm going to start in the distance on the wall, and very gently, there is a little just touching away in the distance, touching away. So again, you're leaving some of the underlying colour, and I'm going to go along the top a little bit, and I'm going to separate out. When I get to about here, I want to separate out the top layer of stone, so it'll be a jiggly line, but I want to know where that top layer of stones will be. So I've just marked it, so these will be more erratic, and again a bit like the lacy effect for trees, that you hit and miss, hit and miss. I'm working sort of down vertically in each case, so I'm kind of make a pattern downwards, and then I do another pattern downwards and another pattern downwards. I'm not going to count stones, you'll be pleased to know, and I am going to mark through even where the shadow is at this point. And then I'm going to go back, before I go too far, I've probably gone a bit too far, and I'm just going to gently mark along the top of the wall in the distance, and very gently, allowing my brush to go up and down, mark the top edge there, and you immediately get a feel for that wall separating out from the background. I've probably got slightly too much paint on my brush at the moment, so what I'm going to do is move backwards and then just take some lines of shadow across. Now the main line of shadow is here. Again, you don't have to be at full darkness at this point, but the shadow's going to come across and then it's going to fall downwards, so I can break through some of those lines that I have. So we want to leave some little bits of light breaking through on that shadow area. We're going to have some more stones showing here. And then this bit over here is going to be shaded, and I think we'll just block this area and then we'll break it up there. That just closes this corner off. And then the shadow comes across the grass in a horizontal manner. Now I haven't actually done any work yet on the road, so I don't want to take shadow across the road till I've done work here. So I've just done that bit, and there, in that corner. So there, and then I just need to put some texture into the top of that wall. That's a little bit darker than it should be, but it will dry lighter anyway. This side, I want to make the texture just on the top of the wall, so just come and make some little stones. Again, you can separate